Welcome to the show, everybody. Tiger Woods is an idiot. I don't see any other way the story shakes out. I don't care what the problem is he had with Stevie Williams. I don't care if Stevie Williams caddied for Adam Scott without Tiger's permission. Tiger should never have allowed this story to develop this way, where his caddy, for some time, how long has Steve Williams been Tiger's caddy, Rick?
From 99 to 2011.
His caddy for 12 years. 12 years as he became the best player in the world and won 273 majors. That he lets this guy go on New Zealand TV, which is a thing, and say what he says about Tiger. Tiger handled this incredibly poorly. Before we go farther, let's hear what Stevie Williams had to say. We got a couple of sound bites. He appeared on New Zealand TV and says essentially he was stunned to hear that he'd been fired. Tiger was told him some time ago. He waited to reveal the information, but he's obviously hurt and he's angry. Here's Stevie Williams talking about learning that he'd been fired and what he considers Tiger's betrayal.
You know, I've had a bit of time to reflect, but, you know, obviously the timing of it's very disappointing as far as I'm concerned. I'm not disappointed in the fact that I got fired, but I'm just disappointed in the timing of it, given the fact how loyal I've been to him, and that loyalty obviously didn't mean much to him.
That loyalty didn't mean much to him. That's tough, man. Tiger should never have let this happen. People always talk about the timing of getting bad news or getting broken up with. No, it's not the timing. It's that you got fired. That's what's bothering you. It's not that somebody broke up with you. It's not that Berger broke up with Carrie with a Post-it. It's that Berger broke up with Carrie. Women don't understand it, and apparently neither do people from New Zealand. So he's not mad. Is there a good time for Tiger to fire you? Just out of curiosity? When would it be okay? When would you not be upset? But that's another point altogether. That's a little human characteristic. Tiger needed to set this straight and come out. If he felt like he needed to fire Stevie Williams, man, they needed to work this out together ahead of time, and he needed to pay that guy off. Tiger Woods, after all that's happened to him, as he attempts to rehabilitate himself, cannot be seen once again firing the people who've stuck with him, blaming everyone else for his troubles. He is never going to rehabilitate his image. So foolish, so stupid, so incredibly stupid. His reasons for firing Stevie Williams, Rick, are my favorite, though. Did you see one of the reasons?
I did not.
So, well, first of all, you told me caddying for Adam Scott, that apparently Tiger gave him permission to caddy at Congressional for the U.S. Open. But
I'm sorry, I thought you meant a quote.
No, what's coming up, though. So he was angry about that. But then apparently, according to this piece in the Orlando Sentinel, and Tiger lives there in that area, is that these are the words that he used. With Woods sidelined to heal his injured left knee and Achilles tendon, he granted Scott's request to let Williams work his bag at Congressional. That's the U.S. Open. When Williams showed up again with Scott at the AT&T National, the magazine said, I guess this magazine is Golf Week. Golf Week. So Golf Week reports that after he then Williams shows up to carry Scott's bag at the AT&T National, the magazine says Woods ended their 12-year arrangement amid words such as disloyal and over caddying.
How do you over caddy?
Over caddying. It's not a word. You, sir, are guilty of over caddying, and I, for one, will not stand for it. Come on, man. Over caddying, I caddied another guy while you were injured. Clown.
You, sir, are an idiot.
Over caddying! It's like racism. It's just as bad. Amid words like disloyal and over caddying. So, oddly enough, Woods calls Williams disloyal. Williams, who stuck with this guy for a year and a half. Here's how angry Williams is. You heard the first soundbite. Here's another soundbite from Stevie Williams talking to New Zealand TV.
You know, I stuck by Tiger, and the last 18 months has been very difficult for myself and also my family. And then, you know, to have battled through the last 18 months, you know, through his scandal, swing change, new coach, and then, you know, it's been a difficult period, and to be let go during a period where I've stuck through thick and thin and have been incredibly loyal to the guy, that's what I find very disappointing.
No, you find it disappointing that you get fired. But come on, man, how does Tiger let this happen? It's just inexcusable. It's inexcusable that you, with family references, because Williams' wife is friends with with L, Tiger's ex, and so there was obvious strain there. And initially there was some thought that Stevie Williams must have known about old Tiger's extracurricular activities. He's mad that Tiger didn't step up and defend him then, but still he stuck with him. No matter if that's true, even if Stevie Williams is selling some nonsense tale about loyalty, Tiger had to recognize this. And he's just, you can't fire your caddy when you're a billionaire. You can't do it. Not when everyone is expecting you to show disloyalty to another person the way you did to your wife, man. It's clownish. Am I wrong? He couldn't have handled this worse. It's a catastrophe for Tiger.
How could he have handled it better?
Tell him privately and work out a deal where they stand up together and have a press conference and say, look, man, I want to make a change. Who cares whether he thinks he was disloyal by Adam Scott? Shut your mouth. Nobody in the real world cares. But everyone in the real world, you're going to want to buy your stupid Tiger Woods hats. You want to come back. You want to be selling Cadillacs and shoes and golf clubs and bowling balls, whatever it is you sell. But you're not going to do it like this. There's a billion ways to handle it. Handle it. Make him happy.